WD you can write, depletion width. Anyway, so if you know the area, so what will be the area of bottom plate? This is the width of the, this direction is the width of the device, and this is LS. So bottom plate area is W into LS. Similarly, for the drain side, it will be W into LD. Okay, so let us talk about one side only, LS. Then side wall, there will be 3 side walls. Here is the back side wall, this is front side wall, and this is left side wall. These 3 side walls should be considered. And area will be what? Tell me. This is depth. This depth is XJ. Junction depth, we call it junction depth. From here to here, this is called XJ, junction depth. So the side wall, the front side wall, if you consider, or back side wall, what will be the area? Let me say front side wall.
XJ into LS.
What is that? LS into XJ. XJ. Similarly, for the back side wall, so we'll just multiply by 2. Okay. And total area we have now come to know. Okay. No, still it is not done. So this one will be left side wall is going to be W into XJ. Yes or no? W into XJ or not?
Yes, sir.
So all together we have got all area known to us. Then we can find out the capacitance value. Okay. See, the bottom plate junction, which is formed by the source region with doping ND and the substrate with doping Na, the total depletion region capacitance of this component equals the C bottom, that is Cj WLS. Cj is the junction capacitance per unit area. Remember the unit area, per unit area it is. So Cj should be multiplied by the area. Like, gate oxide capacitance, we know Cox. Cox is expressed as micrometer or capacitance per area. So we have to multiply to get the actual capacitance. We have to multiply it into area, WL. So same thing is here also. So Cj should be multiplied with the area. As the bottom plate junction is typically of the abrupt type, the grading coefficient, this grading coefficient we have discussed earlier, even in the 3rd semester, we'll discuss here also. If it is M is half for abrupt junction, for linear or graded junction, it is 0.33. Okay. The sidewall junction formed by the source region with doping ND and P plus channel stop. This is channel stop. This region you are seeing, this region, the gray colored region, is channel stop. It is not P type lightly doped, rather intentionally it is P plus type. Okay. So that's called channel stop implant with Na plus, not Na. The doping level of the stopper is usually larger than that of the substrate. That is what. So it is written N plus, resulting in a larger capacitance per unit area. Okay, per unit area. Concentration is more means what? Depletion level width will be less, and hence capacitance will be more. Did you understand? Himanshu Shogra, are you understanding?
Sir, Sir, I'm not able to visualize the capacitance here. Can you show what is the area and what is the
See,
exactly?
this one you could not understand what we are saying here. In this we have written today something. Should I delete all those things? Previous things are there. Previous year's thing.
Sir, over this only, can you draw which is the area and which is the length of the capacitance?
See, if you see, this we are showing the cross-sectional view, right? Cross-sectional view. And you have the N plus region. And drain is having positive voltage. So around this, there will be a depletion layer or not?
Yes, sir.
So this depletion layer acts as a insulator and forms capacitance, right? Like, in a PN diode, we have discussed in third semester, is a P and N junction, P and N region, and this is the metallurgical junction. Okay. So once you reverse bias, what happens? A depletion layer forms or not?
Yes, sir.
So this depletion layer is having what? Ion. Okay. Immobile ion. Electrons from this side has gone to the left side, P side, and leaving behind P plus ion, positive ion, and holes from left side gone to the right side, leaving behind the negative ions. These ions have no mobile carriers, so it can be thought of as a insulating or non-conducting. So a capacitance is formed between these two plates. There is one plate. Let me denote it in this way. There is a two plate or there will be capacitance in between. Okay. This capacitance in our MOSFET case, we say drain or source diffusion capacitance. As I said, this region N plus and N plus or P plus regions earlier were formed by diffusion process. Nowadays it is unimplantation. Still that name is being followed. So we say drain diffusion shows diffusion capacitance. Same thing is happening around this MOSFET also, around this N plus regions also. Similar depletion layer forms like in junction diode. Do you understand this thing? Even the source side is not biased, then also there'll be deflection layer because of the concentration gradient. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So we are talking about that capacitance around the drain or around the source. So to find out the capacitance, what do you need? The area. Parallel plate capacitance, two plate. Suppose this is one plate, there is another plate. Okay. And between these two plates, if you want to find out the capacitance, you need to have the overlap area. You should have the knowledge of overlap. This much area, which area is overlapped. That is going to give you the, possibly if I draw it in this way, this is bottom plate and this is top plate. The area, common area is going to give the capacitance, not the other portion. This you know or not?
Yes, sir.
So what we are doing here, we are trying to find out the area of the front sidewall and back sidewall. This is front sidewall. This is front. Front means we are looking from this side, and behind that is the back side, right? So that's why I'm telling front and back. So sidewall capacitance to be found. For that, we need to know the area. This length is, as you see, it is LS. Source side we are doing, so we have put LS. Right side will give LD, drain side. So we are talking about LS, source side, because it is symmetrical. So LS and the junction depth. This is called junction depth. It is XJ. So area will be LS into XJ. This is for say front sidewall. For back side it will be same. So we have multiplied by 2. Okay. And then you have another sidewall. This sidewall, left side. So area here W into XJ. Do you understand this? XJ is the depth. This is depth of diffusion region. Could you understand?
Yes, sir.
So the W into X is this left side wall area. That is what we are discussing so far. Then we are saying that bottom plate capacitance will be Cj into WLS, because Cj is junction capacitance per unit area. So if you multiply by the area W into LS, then you get the capacitance value. Okay. Now you are talking about here the grading coefficient. Grading coefficients may be 0.5 or 0.33. 0.5 it is abrupt junction. Abrupt means one side is heavily doped, other side is lightly doped. Okay. That is not the case for bottom plate. But for sidewall, this and this and is this side also, front side also. Front side is not visible. It is N plus type. Okay. So both the sides are quite highly doped. Already N plus is there here, and this is also N plus. Sorry, P plus. So both sides are heavily doped. It is not abrupt. So this may be applicable for that. It is P plus. It is called channel stop. This doping is channel stop. But other than that, side is substrate. You know, substrate is lightly doped. That is, say this is lightly doped P type. This side is also P type. The side of junction formed by the source region with doping ND and P plus channel stop implant with doping Na plus. The doping level of stop are usually larger than that of the substrate, resulting in a capacitance per unit area. Larger capacitance will be if the diffusion layer width is less. Do you understand this? Capacitance is epsilon 0 epsilon R A by D. Depletion layer width. Let me say WD. Depletion layer width. It is less if doping concentration of both sides are higher. This you understand? Himanshu Sogra?
Yes, sir.
So that is what written here. It's nothing more than that, resulting in a larger capacitance per unit area. The sidewall junction is typically graded, and its grading coefficient is 0.33 instead of 0.5. Okay. If it is step graded, then it is 0.5. Its capacitance value equals this. Cj is W prime into Xj W plus 2 into Ls. Notice that no side wall capacitance is considered for this side. This side is having channels. So this side, once conducting channel is there, here, you should not consider that. So this thing you understood, this equation. CSW, side wall capacitance.
Yes, sir, understood.
There's nothing but area. This portion is your Xj into W is what? This is the area of what? Which plate?
Side wall.
Which side wall?
That width is not connecting the channel. Not on the channel side, opposite the channel.
Opposite the channel side. Yes, you are right. It's the left side wall, I can say. This one, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And Xj into Ls. Xj into 2Ls is what area?
The front side.
Front plus bottom. Front. This one is front, and this is back side wall. 2 is taken because of this one. Symmetrical, so it is 2. And you are multiplying with Cj HW prime. It is Cj HW prime, and it is what? Cj HW prime is capacitance per unit perimeter. Okay, this is capacitance per unit perimeter. Since Xj, the depth, junction depth, is technology parameter, it is nominally combined with CJSW prime into a capacitance per unit perimeter. So CJSW equals to CJSW prime into Xj per unit perimeter. An expression for the total junction capacitance can be expressed as this: C diffusion. We can say C diffusion for drain, or C diffusion S, you can say source side and then side. It is, we are considering one side only because other side will be same. C bottom plate, CSW. So for Cj into area plus CJSW into perimeter, or this is the final expression of drain division capacitance or source division capacitance. Understood? And this is very important because it is parasitic capacitance and undesirable capacitance. It is undesirable capacitance. Why? Can somebody say? In your third semester, we have discussed this slide. CD, we have found for a PN junction, we have found the capacitance, and depletion layer. This depletion layer capacitance we have found earlier. It is nothing but A into epsilon Si by WD. Epsilon Si is having epsilon 0 epsilon R. So WD is the depletion layer width. This is WD. And which can be written as WD can be written as WN plus WP. The W is both the side as there, na? This side, P side and N side. Depletion layer will penetrate in both sides. But how much will penetrate depends on the doping concentration of each side. And it can be approximated as A into epsilon Si by WP for ND much greater than NA. That is the case for which one? Tell me. This will be the case for bottom plate, possibly, isn't it? Bottom plate, at the bottom, you have the substrate. There is no channel stop. Side walls are little different because you may have the channel stop. You may have the channel stop, which is N plus type. Okay. Here, since it is N plus and your diffusion region is Na. This is Na plus, and your diffusion side is N plus. So both sides are heavily doped. So you can say that depletion layer will be more or less same in both the sides. So in that case, we cannot approximate this thing. But otherwise, in this case, we can approximate as this WP. We can ignore the WN. And this WP we have derived earlier in third semester is going to be 2 epsilon Si within parenthesis BBI plus BR by QNA, where BBI is the built-in potential and VR is reverse biased applied across this PN junction. Okay, for reverse biased, this VR, and you have the built-in potential BBI here, which is equals to 0.7 volt in normal diodes, silicon diodes. Anyway, that may depend on biasing also. It may vary. I mean, BBI is ideally, rather generally considered as 0.7, but it depends on Na and D, okay, about the sides. So it may be more or less. Third semester you might have simulated with TCAD. If you have done it, you could have seen that, okay. So finally, after mathematical manipulation, we can write this expression. After this, we can express CD0 by 1 plus dr by VBI whole to the power half, where we have written M instead of half. We have written M, where M is called the grading coefficient, equals to half for abrupt junction and 1/3 for linear or graded junction. And this has been shown in the figure at the next slide. But before that, what is CD? CD0, let us discuss once again in this semester. CD equals to CD0 by this expression we have seen. In that replace the earlier we have written VR. We have generalized the equation and we are writing VB, bias voltage. Okay. If VB is 0, means no bias, then what do you get? CD equals to CD0. Okay. No bias, diffusion capacitance in any junction. That may be diode. Here also, here in your MOSFET is also there is a diode only under N plus region or P plus region. Okay. If VB is positive, junction is forward bias. Suppose VB equals to 0.6 volt, hence denominator is what? 1 minus 0.6 divided by 0.7. If you consider VBI equals to 0.7, then we get this denominator, we get 0.378. So it comes to be CD0 divided by 0.378. What does it mean? Since the denominator is smaller than unity, we get larger value of CD than CD0. Okay. Larger value. Something I have written here. VB equals to 0.7. Can we write VB equals to 1 volt? We'll get more capacitance even. Should we write this? Apply this much voltage in case of your MOSFET. I'm talking about MOSFET. Say something?
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir.
Why?
It would be forward biased.
Yes, it would be forward biased, and transistor action will be lost. I mean to say here, if it is forward biased, this diode, reverse biased diodes will be forward biased and transistor action will be lost. We cannot do that. Now, if VB is negative, then junction is reverse biased. In this case, we get smaller value of CD, okay, because this minus it will be plus. So 1 plus something means your denominator is greater than unity, and hence CD value will be greater than CD 0. Now CD0 can be written as A by 2 into square root of 2 epsilon si q Na by VBI for ND much greater than Na, and this one for Na much greater than ND. This all was discussed earlier in third semester. If you have notes, you refer back if you are not able to understand, or you tell me, I'll go back and show all those discussions, but it will take time and we have to extend the classes. What is the physical meaning of this one? It is unbiased junction capacitance. In simple word, it is unbiased junction capacitance in any PN junction, not in diode only, that may be anywhere. Okay, in case of MOSFETs also, you see that there are diodes. And this is the plot we are talking about. In linear, this is the red plot, linear junction, and the black one is abrupt junction. And M equals to 0.5. In this case, M is 0.5 in abrupt junction and 0.33 in linear junction. The equation is same. Only thing what we have changed is VD we have written instead of VB. Let's say diode voltage, so written possibly VD. And phi 0 is written instead of VBI. Okay, I think remaining same. The author to author different notation, I mean, vary. So that is the difference you are finding here. This problem is given in your book. Try to solve yourself in your text. Everybody is having the book or not? Are you following the book or just following this lecture? If you want, you should purchase the book. Anyway, now.
So far, only following your PPT, sir.
While you read the books, you will get more materials. You know, I am picking up very small things and try to fill up the gaps by saying something. Okay. If you read, possibly you will learn more. That's why I suggest you refer the book. Rabe, Jan M. Rabe's book you refer is a good book. You can purchase a copy of it. This is the problem 3.1 and try to solve it yourself. Now, capacitive model. This is a complete capacitance model of this MOSFET. Of course, here one thing is hidden, that is overlap capacitance. Here, that's why it is put CGS equals to CGCS excluding the overlap. So CGS is including CGSO also. Is O stands for overlap. Overlap we have discussed. So here also CGD includes the overlap portion of the capacitance in the drain side. CGB is the get to body capacitance, and CSB source side division capacitance, and CDB drain side division capacitance. So I hope you understand that, because we have already discussed this thing and shown. Now, one numerical is given in your book. Try to understand and solve it. Solution is given possibly, and you try to understand it. The oxide thickness given as 6 nanometer, length is given as 0.24 micrometer, width is given as 0.36 micrometer. LDLS, note down here, LDLS given as 0.625 micrometer is larger, larger than channel length. Remember that. And CO, overlap capacitance, 3 into 10⁻10 farad per meter, and CJO equals to 2 into 10⁻3 farad per meter square, and CGSWO equals to 2.75 into 10⁻10 farad per meter. Determine the zero bias value of all relevant capacitances. So all the capacitances you have to find out, and then this is one value, for example. Similarly, another value, that is WCOX, get to channel capacitance CG. Then here, this leads to a total gate capacitance. I mean, adding these two things, 0.5039 femtofarad plus this one, so it gives you 0.7 femtofarad. So in this examples, if you go through, things will be more clear. Whatever theoretical things you have understood will be more clear. Okay, take a snapshot if you want. In the book, elaborately it's not given. Certain things I have expanded and given here. Now we'll come back to this value. Okay, later on I'll talk about this one later. Okay. So to summarize the discussion, then it will go like this. The diffusion cap seems to be to dominate. If you see these values, the calculation based on some 0.25 microwatt technology generation, if you look at the values, you will see that diffusion capacitance is going to dominate. Okay, this is it. The diffusion capacitance dominates the gate capacitance. It's a higher value. This is a worst case condition because CJ0 and CJSW0 has been used. Increased reverse bias, if you do, as is the normal operation of the MOSFET circuit, the diffusion capacitance is substantially reduced. That you have to, if you use this CJ0 and CJSW0, means what? Without bias, means say drain connection you have not given. Okay, so then diffusion width is minimum, so more capacitance will be there. Depletion layer width is less. So that way it is, if you calculate, then that is the worst case. But in normal operation, mostly the MOSFET will be biased, so value will be less. Moreover, clever design can help you to reduce the LD and LS. It can be concluded that the diffusion cap is at most equal and mostly substantially smaller than gate cap. This is the conclusion of this discussion. Here are the values given for those discussed capacitances, overlap capacitance, junction capacitance, etc. COX, femtofarad per micrometer square, 6 femtofarad per micrometer square, 0.31 femtofarad per micrometer. This is the overlap capacitance, junction capacitance for N MOSFET 2 femtofarad per micrometer square. And these are the junction, what is that? Grading coefficients, junction grading coefficients. This is for sidewall. So now we'll go to the next. One small question that show that the channel resistance of an NMOS is in triode region is given by KL by W, where K equals to 1 upon mu n COX into VS minus VT. Assume that the drain is biased at very small voltage, VDS with respect to source. Other terms have their user meaning. So this is what this solution, I hope it is easily understandable. It has been said that if VDS is very small, then this square term can be neglected, and then your current equation will remain up to this only. Suppose you have VDS equals to 0.1 volt. If you square it, it's going to be 0.01 volt. So if you divide by 2, it's going further reduced. So that can be small value that can be neglected compared to the other part of the equation. And hence, ID will remain up to this much only. So channel resistance, VDS by ID. So VDS divided by this portion of the equation you are putting, neglecting this portion, and which gives you K into LYW, where K equals to this. Is it understood? If anybody not understood, tell me. Himanshu Shogra?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay.
Understood, sir.
Now, like drain or source diffusion caps, another set of parasitic elements exist, that is source resistance and drain diffusion resistance. Source diffusion resistance and drain diffusion resistance. What is that? This resistance, okay? We have shown some this kind of resistance also. We said that you have the channel, it is having channel resistance RC. Just now in the previous slide we saw RC is there. In addition to that, this region also is having resistance. It is not conductor like, copper or aluminum. It will be having resistance. And, this contact made here is also a hole is made through the silicon dioxide. This side will be all over silicon dioxide. Sorry. This side you will have SiO2 everywhere. Everywhere you will have SiO2, and you have to drill hole, you can say. Of course, it is not drilled using conventional drill. Etching is done. Etching is done and hole is made, and that hole is filled with tungsten to make the contact with N+ region. N+ region. So there will be contact resistance here. Similarly, here you will have contact resistance. So this may be called RC. RC. This may be called RS. This may be called RD. Drain diffusion region. Of course, it is heavily doped. Resistance will be less, but still there will be 20 ohm per square. 20 ohm per square resistance may be there. Okay. And these resistances, along with the channel resistance, is going to offer delay. Delay, propagation delay of any gate, any circuit is a function of the capacitance as well as the resistance. Whenever you are talking about a delay of inverter, we have only discussed about so far we have discussed about the load capacitance CL, right? CL we have said. But this is going to drive possibly another gate, maybe inverter I'm showing just now. And this interconnect is having capacitance that I said, but this line is having resistance also. Okay. And as I said that it will be having contact capacitance and then, contact resistance, channel resistance, all the resistance are also involved. So delay, propagation delay Tp is a function of capacitance Cl as well as the resistance associated with it. Okay, because this MOSFET has to charge it, the Cl, through this capacitances Rc, Rs, and of course I am denoting same thing. It is not correct. Channel resistance also I have denoted with R channel. Let me write. So channel resistance, drain and diffusion resistance or source diffusion resistance plus contact resistance. So all three is coming to charge it up and discharge. Okay, and hence the delay will increase because of these resistances. Circuit speed will be low. Do you understand, Prajwal?
Yes, sir.
So it is important. The resistance of the drain source region can be expressed as RSD because both are similar. So we are denoting with RS or RD. It is same thing. Okay. LS D divided by W into R square. R square is the sheet resistance per square. What is meaning of that is that suppose you have a sheet of interconnect wire. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. And your length is say L of this is 100 micrometer and this width is 10 micrometer. Width is 10 micrometer, right? So how many square can we make out of it? Obviously, you just divide it.
10.
So 10 you will get. So per square, the value of resistance is denoted by R square. Understood? Per square resistance. This is not conductor like superconductor or something like very good conductor. It is whatever is maybe aluminium.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Ji, tell.
Sir, actually I have a quiz now, sir. It's fine, no problem.
Okay, then we'll stop. We'll stop here. Time any doubt you tell me if you are not understanding.